Good.
Let's take a look today to see if there's any relationship between you and him.
Return to the
A certain turning point appears. What is he considering? What is he thinking in his heart? There are 3 groups of cards on our desktop. 3. Everyone hopes to choose the set that they feel most strongly about from these 3 sets. You can silently say his name in your mind, or write down his name's abbreviation. If you haven't made a decision, you can pause. If after you finish watching, you indeed have some of your own thoughts or questions, you can take the problems you're currently facing and delve deeper with one-on-one card drawing. Dear viewers, let's first analyze the first group. Learn the first sentence, friends. The person you're thinking about still has feelings for you in his heart. It's just that he's currently trapped. Considering your relationship, there will be some real factors, and then just let him. He may be worried or hesitate to make quick movements, but they really hope that you can have a new emotional development, but they are helpless. So it's a complex feeling. So there should be some differences between you in reality, right? In terms of age, economy, and so on. There are a small number of friends who might just be in this kind of awkward situation, or say it is related to the previous. The children before, some feelings before. There is a feeling abound, which might be your own father, mother, your elders do not agree. I agree with this situation. No matter what state you are in, he still has feelings for you in his heart and wants to start over with you. For you probably also know these external obstacles. You might want to be with him in your heart, but the actions you take may. It's less likely, but it is also possible that your situation is the opposite. That is, the actions you take for him, perhaps the response you get from him is rather minimal, because he might feel perhaps the timing is not right, or he feels he can't achieve what you want in such a short time, so he doesn't know how to respond. So he simply pulls back. So, the pressure of these bad debts can make your communication less smooth. So he actually has the courage to face others by keeping this relationship in mind. But solely in your relationship, he might lack courage and thus retreat. But he can let go. Perhaps it's between you.
The situation is really tricky and has received a lot of
There are many constraints, and he really doesn't like being too constrained. He wants to break free and break through dilemma, but in reality, handling this matter still makes people feel embarrassed. Maybe you also have such a feeling. It may still take some time, but for the most part,
in the situation,
it's not too bad. He just wants to deal with his things first, and then come back to talk about feelings. So, choose this group of friends. You need to give him a little more. Amongst them are a small group of friends. So you are clear about the current situation, but you resist accepting it inside. Sometimes the more you want to forget, the harder it is to let go. So you need to try to accept it instead of rejecting it. You may move on faster if you let go. For those who still want to try this relationship, it may be worth waiting a little longer. A lot of people say their popular analysis may not be completely in line with everyone's actual situation. Everyone is free to make a reference. Or if you feel that you need to go deeper, you can choose to like it and then analyze it. Let's look at the second group next. Choosing the second group of friends, where do you feel is the most suitable place between you two? After all, due to some issues, it might not be possible to negotiate, hence there is no mutual trust between the two. Even communication is not smooth. In the middle, there is some involvement with someone else. Then, the other party is more organized, but you can feel that when he faces you, he is willing to compromise for you. But her character is rather strong. Whether it's about feelings or career, things that can't be achieved, he may try hard to fight for it. Then we also have a group here. When some friends come to see the game, the feelings are not going smoothly. There are some small disputes, and even a whole emotional situation may be out of control. It's already off track, but it won't affect the development of your relationship. It feels like there will still be progress now. That is, the other party actually wants to recommend feelings, but it's in your heart. There will be some who want to leave, but maybe you are also always looking with high standards, and in the other person's eyes, he thinks you are one. The high-handed attitude, but no matter what happens between you, whatever he is now, he has a bit of a change of heart. He has a bit of a change. He wants to go to you. The thought of compromise has already occurred. For example, there were some things between you before, right? He may compromise with you. Actually, he still sees you as important. But just because of personality issues, its external performance might not be so obvious. Or you might not even notice it, because it will not. He shows his right side to others. He has his own self-esteem and dignity in his heart, even though he is heartbroken. But the image he presents is still doesn't seem to come over. In Li Meng's future development, there might be a significant contrast with her previous state of mind, as we can feel from our second group of friends. The situation of the third part feels one-sided. The other party still wants to continue to get along, but see, people on the other side may already want to quit. Given his past expressions towards you weren't so profound, you perhaps have no trust in him, absolutely feel insecure, and such. A small portion of friends do have long-distance situations. His thoughts towards you might just be the opposite. In his heart, he sees you as an important person, feels like he can regard you as his other half. But it seems like there's some spark and foundation missing between you guys. Now, he thinks you are a stable object. You can give him a sense of stability. Don't know if there's a big gap between you. Now he might lack confidence and dare not take action. It could also be that some of your past behaviors were too cautious. It's intensified. So now, more between the two people is mutual observation. If you don't show him that desire, the other party may not. No matter what, you can still proceed with this relationship according to your wish if you have the courage to initiate, carry out the idea in your mind. Of course, the content is for the general public. Everyone should refer according to their own individual situation. If you have other questions, feel that you need further interpretation, you can also choose to draw a single card and take a look. Let's look at the answer from the third group next. Friends who chose the third step, I think you are more like wanting to get out of a predicament and want to release the pressure in your heart. They might also want to avoid some losses. The overall status is not good to break, because he now sees some things clearly and wants to find one. Go to a direction that is helpful to you. You are now like that time before sunrise. The darkness is gradually fading, but the future situation is slowly improving. So, what about the other party? If you were once from the dark side, or say the relationship you once had, but now, when you've reached the key stage, there might be some lapses, some obstacles. That is, stay in this stage. For example, if you plan to upgrade from love to marriage, there may be, due to physical issues or certain parties, friends and family, these factors that your friends object to have hindered the development of your relationship. Most of the relationships have progressed to friendships. There's some contact, but there's a distance between the two people, and the other person is also somewhat evading now. If you say it might be difficult to have a new turning point between you and him, and another possibility is that some of you are selected into this group. There might have been some relations that could restrain. The only way to restrain the other party is just like this. No matter what the situation is, the other party won't be able to control it smoothly. The current feeling in its heart is more irritable and hasn't settled down. It's possible they're not so willing to listen to you, trust your opinion. Or it can be understood that he doesn't really believe in love. This may also be related to his past emotional experience. Then, he has always been waiting in his heart for someone who can go to him. It belongs to the beginning, but it is quite contradictory. It's not that easy to trust someone. Although he has feelings for you, he can't put himself into it. Indie game seems to have feelings for you, but he will still test your bottom line. Because he has a lack of security, it seems that no matter what you do, you can't get his trust. This might be the reason why you feel tired when getting along. Another situation is that he may maintain a superficial harmony with you, but he does not place you in a very important position. Actually, you don't need to feel stubborn with him, not conceding or something, because no matter what, he won't take it away. Like your sincerity to treat your own, so you don't need to compete with him so seriously. He is very rational. The more you do, the greater the pressure for him. His state is. Actually, it's not right. No matter how long you wait for him, he couldn't think deeply with you. He would strictly ask her not to do this. But he won't strictly demand himself. He can see his own injuries and lick his own wounds, but he can't see others get hurt. And he won't be grateful to others. This state of getting along with him will only make you more and more tired, consuming more of your energy, so it's better to get out as soon as possible. Well, this is the answer we gave to the third group. We have already answered the above 3 groups here. If you have any questions, you can draw cards separately and see. That's it for today. See you next time.